because it is demonstrated by their actions. It's not representative of the complete police department, but there are too many in the police department that think that way. And that's what we have to change. That's what we're really talking about in this country, that black males are people of value.
How do you propose changing?
Okay.
I hear what you're saying.
And what I'm saying is you got to
How
talk
do you
about it.
propose?
You got it goes back to training. It goes back in the home. We got some responsibility to this too in our community. The black community got to meet the police halfway. Mm-hmm. You can't go around saying, well, they come ask you, did you see that? I didn't see nothing. Yes, you did. Mm-hmm. This is your community. How do you expect the police to do a job? They will never see what you see because you live there. You have responsibility too. But the police has responsibility too. How you approach people, your demeanor, that's important. And I'm not talking about what somebody told me. That's not what I experienced as a young black male. It's how you approach me. I'm going to give you that one I make reference to. I never shall forget it. I was riding my motorcycle a long time ago, so I was out the service in '68. And I was riding a motorcycle down the street in the city in which I live right now, before I actually moved there. A friend of mine lived there. And the police officer saw me come down the street. He didn't say anything. I came down the street again on my motorcycle, and he stopped me. And he said to me, "You're speeding." I said, "Officer, I was not speeding. I saw you. Why would I speed? I know you're looking at me." He said, "Well, give me your license." So I gave him my license. And he said, "Boy," I said, "Excuse me? You don't see boy on that license. What you see is Charlie Dooley. That's what you see on that license." Then he got upset with me, and I got upset with him. And I dared him to touch that gun. If he did, he would never touch another one. But another police officer came and calmed the situation down. What I'm saying to you is that do not make good people say and do things that they might regret later on. It is the approach and the respect of people. And sometimes they forget that because you have a badge and a gun does not give you the right to talk to anybody in any way you feel fit. If it doesn't matter. And somebody's saying this, and it goes on both sides. It's respect on both ways. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it's the initial approach. Mm-hmm. It starts off. If you start off right, it's going to end right. If you start off wrong, because men are men, they get offensive. And they need to be treated like men. Sometimes we don't do that. So I'm saying sometimes, and sometimes on our side, our young men get ugly, but it's on both sides. So we got to figure out how to, that more sensitivity training, there's more training in our community about cooperating with the police, is that neighborhood watch, that more meetings with our community people. But it has to be understand that from my point of view, we both have failed on those ends.
Yes, I agree with that. Bishop, can I jump in here real quick?
Absolutely, and again, we're having wonderful dialogue, and hopefully we're going to come out with some concrete things that we leave here with that we can do to further and move this along.
And absolutely right, because I mean what you're talking about is true, because it is a lot of responsibility that has to be identified on both sides. But let me say this is we're not going to fix that in the next 30 minutes. And it's easy for us to identify a lot of the issues historically that we know about, but what we got to be concerned about, I would think we need to be concerned about, is what's going on in this community at this very moment, and how you all coalesce as a group right now, as one group of community leaders and whoever else y'all identify that as being, and being able to make a statement together and stand together in support of the community and in support of a police department that does it the right way.